Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here and we're off for more of ICO. This guy. In the last episode, we started our escape from this place. We were placed into a carcass because we have horns from birth and that's a bad omen. But luck has finally been on our side since it collapsed. We gained concussion, but we were able to escape. And we rescued this ethereal-like young lady, stupid zoomed in camera sensitivity, from her birdcage imprisonment from, well, this tower that we started in, apparently. And in this episode, we made it to this sofa couch. We're leaving this sofa couch, and well, we got to go onwards. So let's do so. Hey, look, it's the little stand part from the trailer that Ico was standing on. Funny that, but we don't know who this lady is still. So let's just hold her hand and keep holding it. I'm not kidding. Jump scare. As long as you're holding the button and keep holding into the direction that you want to go to, there you go. You save her. That would, if you were not holding her hand, she would have just plummeted, and it would have been an immediate game over. That's right. If she gets harmed in any way, even like the lightest of hits from a lethal thing will kill her. Ico's a little bit more durable, as I've said before. He can fall certain distances, but if he fell down there, he would have died as well. That is a long way down. There's pipes there as well. Maybe we could have landed on the plumbing if we jumped that way. Nah, we would probably die from that height. But yes. And, you know, shadow beings, you do not want her being captured by them either. As soon as she gets captured, it's game over as well. So, either she dies, she gets captured, or you die, game over. Those are the three main factors. Babooski! Funny thing is, those are the trophy icons as well. But if we look, even though it's not easy to notice, because obviously the textures have been redone and are a lot more sharper and clearer, look at them. It seems to be a horned carving of a horned child, similar to Ico, no less, being encapsulated in this weird totem. Maybe symbolising those caskets that we started in? Creepy. Maybe if this has any symbolism. So, let's go in. And we has stuff. Now, sometimes this young lady likes to run around when you're just standing around and you leave her for a bit. So if I like walk over here or something, or if I walk too far ahead, sometimes she may follow even if you didn't call her. She has a mind of her own. She has her own AI, and it's not exactly the smartest, but there's a reason for that. We do not know how long she's been in that cage. For all we know, she could have been living in that cage for years. She could be naive and innocent to the world. Where are you going? No. As you just saw there, she just decided to do what she wanted to do. And we don't want that. Because as soon as she walks down there... Woman. As soon as she walks down there... shadow beings are going to come. And we don't want that. So, no. Could you please just stay over here? I want to see if I can actually do this puzzle without triggering evil showing up. Maybe a bit of a spoiler, but I'm doing it on purpose here. So let's unleash this pressure pad. Don't walk any further than that, please. Thank you. And we have a stairway. Nice. Now, can I please climb up before she moves? She's moved too far. I couldn't even move because I was too stuck in cutscene mode. Thanks for that. And she's trying to walk up there because I activated the cutscene. In fact, she's trying to escape. That's actually interesting. But yes, like I said, as soon as she walks a far enough a distance, shadow beings come along. We've got well, I don't actually have the official names. I think the instruction booklet has them. So I'll put them on the screen. I definitely know that these, like, little... I like calling them stage 1 and stage 0, just for habit. But yes. If you're getting annoyed with these bat-like ones, you want to jump and swing, because that just knocks them down immediately like this. And you always do a 3-hit combo no matter what you wield, so careful with that. That punch could have sent Ico sprawling, but we're fine with that. And you know if these monsters are dead once their eyes disappear. These, I think that was a stage 1 winged. But I think they're just called wingmen or something. These are obviously spiders. They don't actually harm Ico or the girl, but the thing is that they do get in your way. And the portals are still there, and it also tricks you by lowering you to a false sense of security because of the music. But if they get stuck on a wall for too long, they will just poof. because they bug out. And you know if you've won when the portals start to like dissipate and poof in a black smoke. I wasn't able to catch it on screen there because I forgot where the portal was, but that's a thing. As well, you do not want to leave the girl behind. Almost spoiled her name then. I had to cut that out, sorry. It's really hard at this point, because I know. You don't want to be leaving this girl alone in rooms for a certain amount of time, but sometimes you may be forced to do so. Leaving her alone will make her a prime target for the shadows. So. But sometimes you may have to just to progress, and that is super annoying, because that means you're on a tight time limit. Now, remember this bit for later. I will be pointing this out in a bit. That's why I'm taking my time. There's a lot to explain at the beginning of here. There's a drawbridge here, and there's a switch there. If we pull that switch, this drawbridge will be made. But as far as we can tell, with our... because we're not going to get anything... You're not really going to get any power-ups, you're just going to get new weapons, so that's kind of a thing. Once we activate this drawbridge, there is literally no reason on coming back here in this direction. So, when you pull that switch, what's the point of this drawbridge? Well, we'll get to that later, so this is a dead end for now. But yeah, like I said, we'll leave that for now. Instead, let's go the only way that we can go, upward yonder. Those barrels don't do anything. I've tried chucking them at enemies before, but they don't seem to do anything, so... just whacking them with brute force with a twig is apparently good enough replacement for a keyblade. Yeah, Sora. Can't hit him with a finely crafted wooden sword. This dude has a plank, and he does better than you. How do you feel? Plus, he's younger than you as well, actually. You was like 15 in the first... 14 or 15 in the first game. This dude's 12. Alright, so that door's locked. We got a pretty big hallway here. I can't look all the way to the other end because of stupid swivel camera. But it's to give it a more cinematic feel, which is like the whole point here. The whole point of the game's design, really. I like how it also has a bit of a blur effect as well. That's not me leaving false resample on. That's just how the game is. That's like the bloom effect, which made the... well, yeah, this game kind of actually made the bloom effect popular for PS2 games. And it did it really well. So yeah, we can't go any further, and the girl will not follow us down this way, as I'll show you in a moment. But yeah, this is a safe place to drop, so let's drop here. That was borderline high enough, so that shows you kind of before the limit that he'll land on his butt, and probably a little bit more than that, he'll probably he'll probably die. Right, I was holding cool there, and she was like, she cannot do that. Like I said, she's very delicate and weak. So, yeah, we're going to have to find a way on getting her down here. Thankfully, we're in the same room at the moment, and she hasn't hit a trigger point for the shadows to show up, so that's fine. But yeah, here's the door. There's no switch on this side. But there is a couch here. So where's the switch? This place also seems to be crumbling, even as we're walking through, like, yonks. Chips in the wall, unrefined stuff. Kind of creepy in a way, actually. It's like, how long has this place been standing here? Is this place even abandoned except for the shadow creatures? Okay, here we got swinging. If you press X while you're hanging, you will drop. I didn't actually explain that in the last episode, so apologise for that. But of course, you have to jump in order to grab it. Now, up and down, obviously, you climb. Up and down. Left and right, you shimmy. And if you press triangle from a standstill, you'll jump where your back is facing. So I would actually make this. But if you hold circle, you go into a swinging mode. Attack does nothing. If you hold action, he'll start swinging. You don't need to move backward and forward. He does that by himself. If he hits an obstacle, though, he'll just stop swinging and keep his grip. But we don't need to do that. We can just do this. And there's a switch. But before we do that, I want to push this down here. Because once that we get the girl down there, we'll have to get her back up here, since this is the only exit that there is here. And this just gives you a taste where it's like a big intimidating room, not much to do. The puzzle is literally just over here. Like, all the set pieces for the puzzle are here. But before I pull this switch, fun fact. In the American and Japanese PS2 versions of this game, the saving sofa over there, that's where the switch is. And where the switch is in this version, as well as the European version of ICO, is over here. So that means for the American and the American and Japanese versions of ICO for PS2 had the sofa here and the switch over there, but in the European version they switched it around. But every version of ICO for PS3 uses the blueprint from, well, the setup from the European PS2 version of ICO. Just thought I'd point that out, because that's actually kind of a fun fact. So the puzzle's pretty much the same but different, but it's a lot easier to solve because it's nearer to the door. Maybe they changed it up for the Europe, I don't know. But as soon as we activate the switch, shadow beings show up. Remember that. Remember that. As soon as we activate the switch, in order to get the girl down here, I can't cut that out again. I keep saying her name. They appear, so you want to remember that. So what we want to do is immediately come over here, maybe even call her so that we can see where she is. As soon as you hold the call button, the camera focuses on the girl, so that's a very helpful thing if you don't know where she is and you're starting to panic. So let's just bash this big brute. I think that's a... No, that's not a big brute. That's basically stage... This skinny one's a stage 1. This thick dude here is a stage 1, but bulkier, so he just knocks you around a lot harder. But he has pretty much the same health. The stage 2 ones are the ones that have way more health, and they're pretty much got more smoke billowing around them. Right now they're easy enough to take out. And I don't think you're able to save while there are shadow beings around. And as you can see, that one just picked her up, and... Why did you do that, you mug? I'll just jump you. How about that? I'll punch your living daylights out. Get it? Because... Oh, I see they're squished. Mug. That looks so weird. They don't move. They don't have like an auto animation when they're squished. They just... Look at that. That's weird. Ugh. Die! Well, I knocked you down at least. There we go. He lost his eyes. He lost his living daylights, as I just said. So, there we go. Now, if I want to get one of the trophies that I haven't got at the moment, it's to save at every save point. So, I'm going to at least sit here and just make one in another backup file for now. So, I'm just going to cut that out to not waste time. And I'm already up to 28 minutes. That is terrible. I know, I've been explaining a lot of stuff about the game because the game doesn't tell you anything. It's all in the instruction manual and most people may not have the manual anymore. So that's kind of a thing. So, what we need to do is climb up this way because we definitely cannot climb up from that block. So you might be thinking, how the hell can the girl climb up from there? This is when it teaches you that you can actually help her make jumps that are normally impossible. Now, where's the block? Because this always annoys me. Most of the time, she'll still say no, even though there's clearly something to help her get to your level. Because even you can't make that jump, and she can't jump higher. There, she jumps less high than you anyway, despite her being taller. Like I said, she's weak. But it may be sound like I'm making her sound like a complete wimp, but that's not true. Because you are the muscle, and she's got the power. You both have to work as a team. So you're both essential for each other's survival. So don't think of her as dead weight, because if you don't have her, you cannot get out. And in context with the game itself, that's the last thing you want to be thinking about, even though the game, in mechanics, tries to actually put that towards you. Think of it as like, she needs your help, she's naive, and you know way more than she does. Speaking of which, soon as you bring her up here, more monsters show up. For now, it's getting pretty action-heavy in open areas. Now, the problem is, if you're going to do that attack, the jump and then swing, which is triangle square, which is very good for catching aerial enemies off guard or getting a nice boost in speed. I mean, look at this. It takes me that long to run over here, but jumping, you freaking surge. No, drop her. But like I said, if you're doing this attack, look at that speed. You could accidentally, like, jump over, like, a barrier or something, and then you just fall to your doom. I mean, look at that sea. It just goes on forever. Well, probably not. You probably see the fine line in the distance there, considering that it's, you know, HD graphics and all that. But it kind of blends well in the PS2 version. I think that's one failing about the HD version. They could have probably put more fog over there to make it blend into the distance, but I don't know. I guess if you're playing the PS2 version on emulator and up the resolution, that would probably be okay, but at the same time, I think it was more noticeable in that case. Because the game kind of used the blurriness of the PS2 to its effect. But the blur doesn't work very well on HD TV, so when they remade it for HD, they just took out most of that blurriness. Well, they reduced the blurriness, shall I say, so you can actually appreciate all the design and detail that went into every texture. Because the textures do look flat and dated in, where's he going? Wait, hang on. Now he's gone up! Okay, that confused me. I almost went on the wrong way then. As you can see, if they catch her, they're going to pull... I can't actually grab her at the moment. They're going to pull her into their portals, and if you grab her quickly, you can yank her out. If she gets completely engulfed in there for too long, it's game over, as I've already mentioned. You want to come out or something, you mug? You want to face me in my plank? Smash her with the face of an iron. Is he going to come out? Yeah, there he is. I hate that. They just lower you in a false sense of security. It's like, are you going to come out or are you just going to give up? Because sometimes, like I said, if they get stuck, they'll just poof and die. They won't respawn. Because really, fighting them is a waste of time. Which is why a lot of people try to skip them or doing the speedrun. And all these fights, funnily enough, I probably would have already... Even though I've been taking my time, these fights ruined the speedrun. It's not possible to do it in under 2 hours. There we go. They just poofed, if you saw that black smoke. But now that they're not going to chase her anymore, and we're still technically in the same room, because we haven't hit a loading transition, yeah, that means... Because, look, there's the room that we were just in. We just went all the way around and up and over. She's actually following me down the ladder, but here's the thing. If she accidentally stops into you... Normally she would... I don't know, she's climbing all the way down by herself. That's interesting, funnily enough, because I didn't tell her to do that. And normally, if she gets stopped, she'll go all the way back to get off the ladder, just to go back and try again. She won't just stay there and continue, but in this particular case she did, so she's proving me wrong here. Because that was another factor on the speedrunning. Because, like, if I wanted to climb, like, a massive ladder, in order to progress, sometimes she would go halfway, then decide to go back on herself for no reason whatsoever, and then... Yeah, don't worry, you can't kill her this way, it'll just stop. I've tried it before. Yeah, out of like, experience for the speedrunning and all that. Right, so let's get her on here. Don't climb up the ladder! See, I didn't tell her to do that. And now that I'm trying to call her, she wants to climb all the way up the ladder before she comes down, even though I'm clearly calling her to come towards me. Why? This is one part of her AI that I absolutely hate, and this ruins speedruns. See? She comes all the way up just to come all the way back down. Why? You should have just came back down from where you were. I'm not gonna get annoyed. I'm gonna try not get annoyed by that, but that is the one gripe I have with her AI. The one legit gripe. It's so stupid. And it could even make her a sitting target because she can. I think she can still be grabbed. What do you mean you can't get on this? Wow. As soon as I say that you're actually proving me wrong, you start proving me right afterwards. I have to actually help her up on this one. She won't climb it by herself because it's an interactable object. Other than blocks, she'll climb those. And we can go as fast as possible. She will not fall off on this, which is kind of funny. Even if we ran this corner at full speed. Whee! Yeah, I know, that was unnatural movement. Like I said, PS2. Playing it on PS3. On the PS3 version, but yeah, still PS2. So, come on, up you come. So yeah, this entire section already has 2 save rooms without even a loading screen. Interesting. Did I say save room? I meant, saving chair. Now, I'm actually going to save on this one. I'm going to save on 8 again, because that was the one I saved on the previous one. The reason why I'm saving on this one is because once we make it to the next save couch, I'm not going to actually use it. Oh, actually, do I want to? Yeah, I better. Because I'm taking my time here, but I am going to show a speed running trick off. Right, so help her up here, just get her up faster. It's a lot faster if you do it this way. And if we look over there, which is very awesome on how you can literally see the entire castle, no matter where you are, really. Well, from what you can see. That is the drawbridge that we were on the opposite side of. Remember, we were over here, and then we climbed all the way up and whatnot. Came all the way around on this minecart to get on the opposite side. That's how you're going to be traversing most of this castle. It's falling apart, and everything is deactivated, so it takes a while. But yeah, you can see that this is taking a lot of time, and this could easily kill a speedrun, and there's no way around it. Even if I wasn't taking my time, and I was trying to blast through it as quickly as possible. Like I said, they can grab her when she's climbing a ladder, so even trying to get her down the ladder, I thought she would have invincibility, but she didn't, and she just got picked up, and I couldn't make it back to her in time, and I got a game over, and I was like, damn it! So, now, funnily enough, ICO is very athletic. He's like Prince of Persia, but not... Well, he's like Prince of Persia, but weaker. He can do this kind of stuff, which even Link struggles to do, but then again he's got weapons on his arms, so I don't know, on his back and all that. But yes, we have this massive crane here. If we pull this switch, it will raise the crane and the cage up to our level and swing it around. We want to do this. Reason being is because when we bring it around town, it brings it to where she is. But we're not going to be able to make that jump, so we need to climb all the way backwards. Or you could climb on top, grab the chain, slide down onto the cage and do it that way. So you won't have to, like, make blind jumps. Okay, I'm having a bit of trouble moving here. I have to hold down at the moment, but now I have to hold left. Yeah, if you want to shimmy left and right, it's not like left and right. You have to hold in the direction of the camera. It's kind of annoying. Make this jump with the janky camera. Almost messed that one up there. That's why I normally go up and around, but I'm just trying to save a little bit of time here. She'll barely make that jump, so that's helpful. For one thing, she never grabs my hand for whatever reason. Now, you can, like I said, you can either go back up and around and drop down from those ledges, or we could just do it the way we just did it. Just come back over here again. I have to hold diagonal right up now. Now I have to hold right. Rotate with the camera. Now I'm holding directly upwards. It's so annoying that is. Bring it back to the right. Press X to drop. Circle to activate this again. And yes, she does lose her balance, but she won't fall off. Do not worry about that. I have to keep mentioning that because, like I said, everyone has a one-hit death if they fall. Fall damage is pretty much the one thing that will kill anyone. And that's the one thing you don't want to deal with. So that brings her down there, but now how do we get down there? We can't make the jump. We'll just die from fall damage. We'll break our legs. So, if you did do this way, then to get back to the girl, then you want to come back this way. I can't remember if I said her name, but if I did, I would have cut it out. Because I'm still trying to... I hate that. Try not to spoil it. It's very hard to do so, because like I said, I played this game so many times. Probably more than Zelda Ocarina of Time, to be fair, but that's because of it being so short. But it's very Zelda-esque. I mean, like I said, you got to solve puzzles in order to move forward. Different items do different things. Like as we saw at the beginning, this plank of wood can actually be set on fire. And I'm gonna... Really? You're gonna get stuck on there? Okay, she made her way around. I always try to do it from the closest, but she wants... She doesn't even... What do you mean you can't make it? Oh, God. Okay. There we go. For some reason, he didn't want to go in that pose. Once he goes in that pose, he'll try to make the jump and you'll grab her every time. Unless the platform's moving, then there's going to be a bit of an issue. But for some reason, he did not want to go in that pose. But yes, here's the switch. Let's pull it. Yuck. And there we go, a useless bridge that we can never use. What was the point of that? It makes you wonder, really, because if you could actually make this jump from, like, this bit of stone to this bit of stone and just, you know, leap it. I mean, because it's here now, I can just try and test it. If we try, even while swinging to give us a bit of extra, we would have fallen right roughly around here, as you would have saw. So we definitely wouldn't have been able to make that jump. But in the Japanese version of the PS2 version of this game, don't know if it's the American version as well, but if you jump and swing at the same time, or like within frames of each other, like while moving like that, you get like a super jump, and you can easily clear this ledge, pull this switch, and, you know, bring the girl across, and you've just literally skipped 3 battles and 2 puzzles worth of rooms, including this puzzle that we just had to deal with, which took a few round trips just to get over here. So that means that this must be used as a speedrunning trick. If we can pull that, we skip all that. But now that that jump glitch is fixed, and if it was intentional, which it clearly wasn't because they fixed it for this version, you can't do that, as I've tried showing off here, because I've played the Japanese version on an emulator, we can't make that jump. So, in the next episode, guys, I'm actually going to show you how to speedrun this part of the game and use that switch to our advantage. But that'll be for then. So I'm going to save once more on file 8, and I'm going to load a new game and get back here in the next episode. Yes, we're actually doing a speedrunning trick at the beginning of the game to actually improve on our time, since, like I said at the beginning of the game, I need to explain a lot of stuff. But that's that. So I'll see you in the next episode where we cut down our playtime. See you guys then.